Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Can't Stop Talking podcast. Oh my God, you guys, I have missed you so much. It's insane. I am back with the juiciest motherfucking episode that I think I have ever dropped. And this is my gift to you because I'm so sorry that for the past month I've been moving. I keep getting messages from you guys every single week being like, can you do this topic for the podcast? When's your next podcast episode? And I'm like, I did not abandon any of you. I have just been in moving hell, but we are on the other side of it. And I am here to give you the tea, the juiciest manifestation episode probably ever. Like, this is the episode that you are going to use to manifest everything you want in 2026. Like, not some of it, not maybe, not I'm kind of trying, not like let me put some stuff on my vision board and hope, and then another year goes by and I, have nothing to show for it. No, I'm saying this is going to be your motherfucking year. I want you to say that to yourself. This is going to be my motherfucking year. And by the end of this year, you are going to look back and say, holy fucking shit. I listened to that podcast episode. And because I listened to that podcast episode, I have manifested everything that I said I was going to. Because today I'm telling you the one thing I would have paid ungodly amounts of money to understand earlier. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And so before we get into it, just know this is going to be one of those episodes you re-listen to when you're spiraling. So if at any point you're like, oh my God, that's me, I want you to pause, take a break, let it land, because this is not about manifesting harder. This is about understanding what's actually happening when you try to manifest. And the best part is moving actually is the reason that I have this insight. So like I said, I just moved apartments. I just manifested, my dream apartment 2 blocks from the beach. And the new place is something that I've wanted. I've wanted for probably a year, right? And I wanted it so badly. I called it in. I was so excited. I had the vision. I could see it. But then something really funny happened. When I was saying goodbye to my old house, I felt like I was going through a breakup. I'm not being dramatic. I was sobbing. I was shaking. My nervous system was going wild. Like, I was just not myself. And I was so nervous that I was going to feel this feeling of like a breakup for a while. Like, I was like, did I make the right decision? What the fuck am I doing? Like, did I make a mistake? Like, what if I regret it? What if I can't feel at home again? Like, what if I was supposed to be at the last place? Like, my mind was going crazy and I was just so sad leaving my old place. And I knew it would be emotional. Obviously, I lived there for a while, but I didn't expect it to feel like my identity was ripping off my own skin. Like, I literally felt like a kid who was throwing a tantrum, like holding the legs of my house, being like, no, don't make me leave. And here's the crazy part, that I felt that way and I thought I was going to feel that way for a while. And 2 weeks later, I'm obsessed with my new place. I'm like, wait, why did I ever doubt this? It's perfect. I feel so me here. It was absolutely the right move. But what I realized in that 2-week window is the same thing that happens to you when you're manifesting. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is the part that stops people. This is why people write down their goals in January and then they look back a year from now and they're like, fuck, another year that I did not hit my goals. And they start to shame themselves. They're like, I'm lazy. It's because I'm inconsistent. It's because I didn't work hard enough. It's because, I should have done what Susie did. It's none of that. And I want you to stop shaming yourself because it absolutely is none of that. Because I know you, right? You are a fucking action taker. You write down your goals and you move and you make them happen and you are going after everything that you want in your life and you're not going to stop till you get it. And how do I know that? You wouldn't be listening to this fucking episode if you didn't believe that, right? You wouldn't be here right now. So I want you to know none of those reasons that your brain is making up is true. They're all lies. You are special. You can have anything that you want. No one who has what you want is more special than you. They just know what I'm about to teach you in this episode. So here's the truth. Most of the things that you're manifesting are things you've never had before. more money than you've ever made, the relationship that you've never experienced, the body you've never lived in, the level of success that would change everything for you, the, I'm booked, I'm chosen, I'm safe, I'm consistent life. And because you've never had it, your brain reads it as unfamiliar. And your brain doesn't care if something is good. Your brain cares if something is predictable because predictable equals safe and unfamiliar equals danger. Not because it's actually dangerous, but because since we were literally cave men and cave women, our brains would try and save us from getting eaten by a lion, tiger, or bear, whatever was around then. And so, how our brains tried to keep us safe is it would predict what was going to happen next. Our brain felt like if it could predict what was going to happen next, it could save you from being eaten by a lion, tiger, or bear. And so, because your brain is like, I can't predict this, I don't know what's going to happen next, we might get hurt when you're manifesting something new. Why? Because it's unfamiliar. So even though I really wanted my new place, when it was actually time to move, my brain was like, wait a second, where are you going? We don't know that place. We know the place that you've lived in for 5 years, that you know where everything is in this house and all the furniture. You're going to somewhere new? That's not good. That's dangerous. You could get killed. You could get eaten by a lion, tiger, or bear, right? Even though it's something that I've wanted for a year. And so the moment you start stepping into your next level, you start manifesting the thing that you want, your brain starts doing its little protective thing. And it sounds like, who do you think you are? This is too much. Be realistic. You're going to fail. You're going to embarrass yourself. What if it doesn't work? Maybe this isn't meant for you. Are you sure manifesting's real? And people think, oh, I'm getting these thoughts, so it must be a sign that I'm not aligned, that I shouldn't have this thing, that it's not possible. No, this is a sign that you're changing. It's a sign you're leaving the familiar you. It's a sign your identity is detaching. And this is the moment most people go, okay, never mind. They have all these thoughts come up. Their identity goes crazy, right? Because their current identity is like, no, don't change. We're scared. We've never been there, right? And so that's the time that most people go, I'm doing this wrong. I'm going to stop manifesting. This is too hard. And they just go back to what's comfortable, where they're currently at without the thing that they want. And they run back to what's familiar. Even if what's familiar is struggle. Even if what's familiar is almost. Even if what's familiar is settling. Even if what's familiar is being the version of you who always wants but never has. And this is the exact reason why people stay with their toxic exes, right? Because the toxic ex is familiar. Your nervous system knows the pattern. It's like, oh, yes, here's the part where they disappoint me. Here's the part where I cry. Here's the part where I overthink. This is my home. And girl, I've been there. We've all been there, right? And then something healthy shows up. It's consistent, it's safe, it's secure, it's new. And your nervous system goes, ew, weird. Like that is unfamiliar. You point out all these icks in this person, even though they don't have any. And you're like, I don't know the rules here. This is terrifying. So you sabotage, not because you don't want love, but because you're not familiar with safe love. This is why you don't have the thing that you're manifesting yet. This is why you write down your goals and then, halfway through the year, you give up because you think it's too hard. It's not too hard. It's just unfamiliar, right? It's not because you're broken. It's not because you can't manifest, not because you're doing it wrong, but because your brain keeps trying to keep you in the old identity. And this is why manifestation often looks like this. You decide what you want, you get excited, you start doing your thing, and then your reality becomes a dumpster fire. Or it feels like the opposite is happening. Or it feels like the opposite is happening. Or you get triggered, or your ex texts you, or you check your bank account and you're like, oh, I don't like what's in there, right? Or someone says something that makes you doubt everything. Or like I said, you have all these negative thoughts coming up like, who are you to have this? You're not special. Manifestation's not real. You really think it's going to work, right? And then you start thinking, oh my God, it's not working. But what's actually happening is your brain is testing the unfamiliar. It's like, are we really doing this? Are we really leaving the old timeline? Are we really becoming the person who has this? And if you don't understand that, right, you interpret. You guys know I'm so bad at saying words out loud, but we're going to keep fucking going. Resistance as a stop sign, right? When resistance is actually proof that you are on the right path, that you are going to get your manifestation. So let me say it in the simplest way. Discomfort is not a red flag. Discomfort is actually the doorway. When you're feeling uncomfortable, right? That's because it's unfamiliar. And what's unfamiliar is usually the thing that you want because you've never had it before. And the people who manifest fast, they don't avoid discomfort. They stop being scared of it. They go, oh, this is the part where my brain tries to drag me back. Cute. Anyways, and then they keep freaking moving, right? And so here's what I want for you in 2026. I want you to stop treating your fear like it's truth. Fear is not prophecy. It's not intuition. It's not a warning from the universe. Fear is often just unfamiliarity. And if you're going to have a different life this year, you need a new relationship with the unfamiliar because your dream life will feel unfamiliar at first. That doesn't mean it's wrong. Just like my apartment that I was so scared that I was making the wrong decision now that I love, it just means it's new. And new is literally the point, right? Because everything you want is usually new. And that's why it's so easy to get a freaking parking space because you've probably done it before, right? And so here's the thing that I need you to hear very clearly. It's not that techniques don't work. They fucking work, right? The problem is not the technique. The problem is what happens after. You do the technique, you feel the shift, it starts to feel real, it starts to feel possible, and then your body goes, whoa, this is different, right? And your body's like, maybe we should stop, right? Not because it didn't work, but because it did. And unfamiliar feels unsafe. You start thinking, maybe I'm forcing, maybe I'm delusional, maybe I should chill, maybe this isn't meant for me. That's because you literally touched the edge of your new reality. And instead of repeating into it, you retreat because you take your thoughts and your feelings as they're wrong, right? Your identity is a thermostat. If it's set to, I'm the girl who almost manifests, I'm the guy who almost manifests, right? I'm the one who gets close but not fully. I'm the one who wants it but doesn't quite have it. Your system will always pull you back to that setting. Not because you're broken, but because your nervous system likes familiar. The difference between the girl who almost manifests and the girl who does, or the guy who almost manifests and the guy who does, they keep repeating when it feels unfamiliar. The other stops. That's it. That's the fucking gold. And so there's a story in Psycho-Cybernetics, one of my favorite freaking books, about a salesman. And no matter what territory he got, big, small, rich, poor, this was years ago, like 1950s, I think, he made $5,000 a year, no matter the territory, right? Big, small, rich, poor territory, didn't matter. He always made $5,000 a year, every year. Why? Because he saw himself as a $5,000 a year man, not a 50K man, not a 100K man, a 5K man. And regardless of the opportunity, he acted in accordance with how he saw himself. That's manifestation. Your self-image sets the thermostat. And when you try to exceed it, your system resists until you repeat it enough for it to feel normal. And so at this point, you're like, what do you actually do then? Well, your job is to make the new identity familiar. That's it. You need to train your brain and your nervous system to recognize the future you as safe. And the way you do that is repetition, not intensity, repetition. This is why I say manifestation is like going to the gym. You don't go once and you're like, wait, why don't I have abs yet? Right? No, you train, you keep going over and over again. So here are the 4 rules. Rule 1, when fear shows up, label it correctly. Instead of, this is a sign it's not working, I want you to say, my brain is reacting to the unfamiliar. That alone will calm you down. Rule 2, do not negotiate with the old identity. No, this is not a hostage situation, okay? Your old identity will start presenting arguments. Do we really need to, exercise today if you want to lose weight, for example? Do we really need to take action? Do we really need to, manifest today? Do we really have to do our routine today? I don't want to do our routine. I don't want to manifest, right? Is it actually going to work? Let's just, watch more manifestation videos instead of actually, for example, jumping into the membership and doing the fucking work, right? And so, no, you don't argue, you decide. When your old identity starts presenting arguments of why you shouldn't manifest that day, don't argue with it, just decide. Go back to your manifestation routine. Rule 3, use presence to drop into the version of you who already has it. Ooh, you guys know I love presence because the fastest way to make something familiar is to practice being it now. This is literally why presence collapses time. It moves you out of I'm trying and into I am. Rule 4, consistency beats mood. This is the last rule. I fucking love this rule. You don't manifest based on how you feel today. You manifest based on what you repeat. And when you repeat the new self, your brain stops panicking because it becomes familiar. And then what happens? Your reality catches up. This is why so many times when I get my manifestation, I get to the point where I don't even need it anymore because it feels like I have it. And then it shows up. Bam. And so we need to talk about something that most people avoid. Now that you know the 4 rules, and I'll go through them one more time. Rule 1, when fear shows up, label it correctly. Rule 2, do not negotiate with the old identity. Rule 3, use presence to drop into the version of you who already has it. Rule 4, consistency beats mood. So now we need to talk about something most people avoid, environment. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't just tell the story of their past, right? When you're out with your friends, what happens is you are surrounded by people who have been thinking the same way as you. That's why you're, getting the same results every single day. And so what's happening is you will find other people who agree with your current circumstances. You'll sit with friends and it sounds like, yeah, money is just hard right now. Yeah, dating is actually trash. Yeah, the algorithm is rigged. Yeah, it's just not realistic. And it feels like connection. It feels like bonding. It feels like confirmation that you don't have to change. Because if everyone around you agrees that it's hard, you never have to become unfamiliar. And here's the part I need you to hear. You cannot out manifest the room you're sitting in. You can script all day, you can visualize, you can affirm, but if your environment normalizes struggle, that will always feel more believable than your future. The person who actually changes says, I'm done normalizing the old story. And then they put themselves in the room where anything's possible. And that doesn't mean you have to get rid of your friends. Not at all. Not at all. But I want you to start putting yourself in rooms where people are actually doing the thing that people in your life probably think is unrealistic. That's how I built this business. I got in rooms where people were doing it. And so instead of just being like, oh, I don't know if I believe that person online, I was like, wait, let me see if they're being serious. Let me join their program. And then I was like, wait, this is fucking real, right? And so it's not about watching influencers from a distance, right? It's about rooms where people are actually doing it, real humans. Like inside my membership, where you log in and you see someone just manifested $18,000 after being in debt. Someone just, manifested $48,000. Another day you log in and someone's landing their highest paid client. Someone just got engaged. Like these are all real things that happen. Someone else collapsed a timeline. Someone finally manifested a 20K month without ads, only from alignment. Someone's manifesting their dream freaking home. Like you log in every single day and you see that this is real. And when you see one real person do it, not someone curated online, someone in the same room as you, your brain goes, wait, if she can do it, I can do it too. Wait, if they can do it, I can do it too. That's not hype. That's normalization. You manifest what you normalize. Normalize struggle, you'll get more struggle. Normalize expansion, you'll get more expansion. It's not complicated. It's environment. And this is why proximity matters. Not because you need motivation, because your nervous system needs evidence. When you're in a room where expansion is normal, your brain stops arguing. It goes, oh, This is safe now, right? And that's when your identity shifts faster than it could ever alone. That's why inside my world, you're not just getting techniques. You're getting repetition, you're getting proximity, you're getting normalized expansion, and that's what resets the thermostat. That's why my clients get such crazy fucking results that I'm obsessed with. Not because they're special, not because they're more aligned, not because they have anything that you don't, but because they decide. They're like, fuck, I'm done waiting. They stop waiting for something outside of them to change. They stop waiting for proof. They stop watching the manifestation videos and actually jump in and do it, right? They go first. They invest in themselves. They put themselves in the room where expansion is normal. They do what 99% of people won't do. They move. And when you move like that, your reality moves. And so I have clients who in just 2 weeks come in with a goal and hit it. A goal that they literally just wrote down January 1st. And it's because they stopped negotiating with the old identity. It's not because they sprinkled magic dust, right? They said, I'm not almost manifesting my life anymore. That's the difference. It's not hustle, it's decision and proximity and repetition and staying. So if you've been trying to do this alone and you're tired of almost, maybe it's time to stop watching from the outside and get in the rooms. Because that's the thing. The reason that you're not manifesting, right? It's just like going to the gym. The same people can have the same routine when it goes to the gym, but one person loses a bunch of weight and the other one doesn't. It's because it all comes down to mindset, right? Who they're surrounding themselves, who, they're when they're not listening to their old identity who's saying it's not working, they're like, no, yes, it is. And they keep going. And that's why the one person loses a bunch of weight. Same thing with business. Two people can have the same strategy. One person takes off, the other one doesn't, right? It's because of the mindset behind that. It's because of the energy. It's because they surrounded themselves with people who were doing it. So they knew not to give up and keep going. And that it was possible for them too. And so I want to leave you with this. If your life hasn't changed yet, it's not because you're bad at manifesting. It's because you keep running back to the familiar version of you. And I need you to really hear this. You are not meant to almost manifest your life. You are not meant to watch it happen for other people. You are not meant to understand it intellectually and never embody it. 2026 does not belong to the version of you who retreats. It belongs to the version of you who stays and gets everything they've ever fucking wanted. The version of you who feels the wobble and doesn't panic. The version of you who says, this discomfort, this is expansion. This is me becoming. And if something inside of you is like, okay, I'm done. I'm like actually ready. Then don't just listen to this episode. Decide that this is the year you stop repeating the old identity. And if you want help making your future feel normal, come inside my world. That's literally what we do. But what I want you to know is no one else is more special than you. Every single human is special. You are so special. You were given the power that's inside all of us to create your reality. This is going to be the year that you say, fuck every other year. This is going to be the year that I write down what I want to manifest and I look back at 2026 and I say, holy fucking shit, I listened to that one podcast and now I actually have everything that I ever wanted. So I love you so much. Now go become someone your old identity doesn't even fucking recognize. Unstoppable.